What a lovely song. Hello everyone, Cantha here. I wanted to play more of the Wayfarer's Reverie. So here we are. More of the Wayfarer's Reverie. When last we left off, I had gotten the Proof of Flames. That's the story. Let's see. I think the next one I would get in Commandant. So let's just kick these two members of my party. Go to Commandant Jewel of Easton. And I'm going to... My plan here today is to do the Nightfall and factions quests. That's nice blue. Excuse me. Sort of cyan. Not sure where the NPC for this is offhand. Maybe Colin Handsome. Oh no, wait. It's the Festival Coordinator, Curie. They're always a Colin Johansson over here. I feel like no. I feel like the answer to that question is no. As leader, I can say that my guild is the greatest group of people I could have ever hoped to work with. I just can't get the smile off my face thinking about it. Obviously a Colin Johansson reference. Where's the prize distributor? Oh, okay. Wow, those are pretty nice then. Actually, this is a side thing. Yeah, whatever. Stuff. I much more appreciate getting Wayfarer's marks as one thing to clog up my inventory. Hello, Ox. Good to see you. Welcome. But anyway, I much prefer getting Wayfarer's marks to clog up my or like to be the item in my inventory that I can then exchange for these things on a one-for-one basis, rather than getting 5 different items clogging up my inventory. Okay, where does this want me to go? Arnor, the First City, Cyclone Palace, and Matani Keys, Secret Corsair Docks, Fortress of High. And these are going to be a little bit easier than others. Is it easier to get the crystal to the Crystal Overlook teleporter from Iria? Well, let's go to Foreigner first. Oh. And that's why I shouldn't have picked this character, apparently. Let's go get some outposts first. Because apparently that's where we're at. Yep. I don't think Dalcor has an optimal bar for this section, but we'll be fine. I think I can go this way. I think I will. I'm actually going to swap over to Lightbringer title. Huh. I have no idea how she ended up R6 Lightbringer. I think she's going through Nightfall in hard mode, and I might have turned in a book or something. This does not connect, does it? No, that would be too convenient. I guess I'll go around then? I'm gonna go pick up the outpost down here first. It should be open. Hey, thank you for the follow. I think that says 003112_. Yep. For some reason that makes me think of the Justin Files. But anyway. All these Sunspear scouts, like, with his exclamation points over their heads, that don't really mean much. Do you have a bounty to offer? No, not to someone who's a Sunspear Castellan. Mm-hmm. I'm going to need this outpost, then I'm going to need the next one. This one is convenient to stop in, though, because it is an 8-person zone. But that wouldn't doesn't matter that much because I need to go elsewhere. The 4-person zone. You have to go into this area when you're clearing it out as part of the like foreigner visit to Nightfall thing. I'll probably inadvertently wipe out a few groups of enemies. I don't really have a reason to fight most things around here. Most of them are just way too low level to be relevant. This is what I get for not having explored very far with this character, but this is the character that I want to do things on to do some of this exploration, so there we are. This Well of Silence will probably be a little bit more useful in Nightfall than it was in Prophecies. I went through Tyria Thursday. So. I like this little village area. I don't know. There's something about these tree houses that make me think some of Star Fox Adventures Dinosaur Planet. There's kind of a swamp area with raised homes that I have quite a bit of fondness for. Okay. We're gonna end these guys apparently. I want to be paying attention to see if they drop Wayfarer's marks, because if they do, I do want to pick those up. Not really interested in fighting them otherwise, but I guess I could stick everybody to passive and not have to deal with it. But it's not that important to me. Your party makes a piddling amount of gold. I'm suddenly wondering where she is on her Loan and Protector title. The 18 of 20. Huh. Can you do the foreigner mission and get to where they want you to go? Part of the reason part of what I'm wondering is she's gotten everything else. So if I went in this one and got Master's reward, I think you need to bring Milani. That can be arranged. I don't think you need Talcora. Bring General Morgan for Go Fast because it's hilarious. Ankoro's going to be a more useful monk if I'm going through this normal mode. I don't need the protection. The cleansing is probably not a miss, but where is Milani? She's in this list somewhere, but I've completely misplaced her. Dervishes are at the end. Here they are. What's our bar right now, anyway? I mean, it's fine. It's weird, but sure. It's a strange symbolic strike bar. It'll do. I think I am going to see about trying to do the mission here with bonus, because I don't know, I feel like that's not unreasonable. I am going to swap out Well of Silence here for Snowstorm, because I want the damage or the armor skill, because a lot of these things are going to be super low level and take bonus damage. The main thing here is making sure I don't hurt the Sunspirit Ghosts, because Dunkoro will more than easily be able to keep us alive. I think this should allow me to be able to get where I'm trying to go, though. I don't think I need to go anywhere in Latenda Bog, so Um, that's not a consideration, but I really love Latenda Bog. Actually, strictly speaking, weakened armor doesn't do much here either. I'm pretty sure Crippled Condition has a slightly different slow movement animation than any other snare, which is kind of nice. It's like a detail. I don't know why I was thinking about that. I was just looking at my character moving slowly. Yeah, see, that's doing 51 damage and it's rated for 40. Oops, accidentally. I have B mapped to nearest ally, while C is mapped to nearest enemy, and I accidentally hit them sort of backwards there. Well, that was a waste of a Spiteful Spirit. Wow. Oh, and I Boga Pedal. Useful for making salads, if I recall correctly. Hopefully this advances the thing as well. You know, watch out for these giant crushing bells, though. I'm afraid, Derek, you don't have much choice. Okay, I'm going to switch everybody over to passive here. Because the bonus requires us to not hurt Sunspear Ghosts in this section. Which technically it means don't kill, but the enemies here will deal small enough amounts of damage. I think we should be fine. I'm pretty sure if you actually put the tablets in the pedestals that things will come and take them away, but I legitimately don't remember if that's actually true or not anymore. It's one of those things where I feel like I remember it being the case, but like long enough ago that I couldn't tell you how accurate it even is. Cormir will fight things, by the way, so we need to be a little bit careful of her. I'm just clearing these guys out a little bit. Sure, I'll take 7 bones. Like, I probably could go now, but also I don't trust flame jets not to go off on me. Out of an abundance of not wanting to get roasted. Come on, let's go. This is one of those spots where, frankly, incoming and fallback provide all the healing we really need. Oh, and then we have the part where we need to protect the guy. But it turns out that's really easy to do if you just kill all the enemies. It's not like there's random spawns or pop-ups, thankfully. I'll just clear everything out and then go back and talk to him. And by talk to him, I mean stand near him so that way incoming and fallback can speed him up because he's very slow. Makes him easier to guard, but well, the spots where I'm glad they can speed up NPCs. The skills, I mean. I could go for some Windborne speed or something. I don't know if that would actually help, now that I think about it. I'm not sure if he has like a debuff that you can overcome with speed ups, or if he has like just a really low base move speed that debuffs couldn't help with. Speed is kind of a wonky thing in this game sometimes. But anyway, we'll finish getting him power walked over to the stone pedestal. Bone out of there. Oh, 3 bones. Bad. Apocrypha is going to go down very quickly once we get to it. Ooh, Wayfarer's mark. Don't mind if I do. There it goes. It jumps us back in Commodon for some random reason. I forget why. Okay. Did that... Nope, that did not get us far enough the first city. It's possible that it would have and I just didn't go in far enough. I'm not really sure. Worth a try. Worth a try. This is an interesting question, though. Is the back entrance faster? Maybe. Let's go get the, outpost on our map here. Because there are 2 entrances to the map. And I don't know if one of them is better than the other. Signet Pious Restraint is pretty massively buffed by using or removing an enchantment. Probably pick a better elite than Auspicious Parry. My goodness, when you're wanding for 90 damage, you know there's a level disparity. Those contain more stuff than I would have expected. And I love this area, Blacktide Den and Latenda Bog, so much. They give me so much nostalgia for the Swamp and Hexen, which I have massive nostalgia for. I know that the Iboga petals can be used for stuff, but I just want plant fibers out of them. That sound effect right there is like a big part of it. Okay, let's go ahead and add more party members, because I do get more party members here. Grab Sasuke. I'm going to add Jorah in and Talcora. And, yeah, let's just slap in Gwen. Yeah, Jorah with her weird mark protection bar. I like it. I am going to change Milani's build a little bit. I'm going to drop the tactics. Mysticism. Defense Fingers is fine. I'm going to make her Pious Renewal, though. Obviously, that makes Healing Signet less good. I see. I'll leave it a little bit weak for now. I'll think about this more later. Earth Purse has one Signet. Yeah, I could see a much more complicated split. I'm going to leave her like this for the time being. Maybe I want something different than Radiant Scythe, though. Yeah, probably. Let's... give her something else that wants... give her a Rending Sweep, maybe? No, Irresistible Sweep. That would be good. I don't need a Irresistible Sweep now, but it'll be very useful later. Yeah, because what I'm thinking is maybe less Wind Prayers, some Earth Prayers, and the Signet there. I like the idea of Symbolic Strike for whatever that's worth. But yeah, you can go into this map with an 8-person party from Blacktide Den, or 4-person party from Druckner Diggings. I know which one I'm choosing. Especially if you're vanquishing this zone, I highly recommend going from the south to the east. Well, they're both kind of east, but you know what I mean. Let me know if the audio bounce seems off, by the way. It's hard for me to know for sure if the game should be louder or whatever. Or quieter. I think there's a back entrance over this way. I think it might be a little bit more direct. Like, I think it comes in through there. We could go in kind of like that way. If I remember correctly. Beginning to think maybe I should have brought a little bit more hex removal. Man, these things have 20 armor against cold damage. You can tell because I'm dealing double damage to them. There's an entrance around here somewhere. Maybe it's way around the backside here, though. A lot of dead shore watchers, I'm noticing. Whew, that gave me a start. Ahem. Yeah, we went right through that area in the mission, so the mission version doesn't count. Wasn't sure. I don't mind finding out, though. Good to know for next year, I suppose. I mean, I could have probably just looked it up on the wiki, but what's fun in that? Sometimes it's fun to conduct the experiment on your own. See, that thing has, like, 63 or something. I don't know, I'm just pulling a number out. But it has a little over 60 armor against cold damage. Makes sense, and it's probably got, like, 30 or 40 armor plus 30 for being a ranger. At least that's how things should work. Not that they always do, but... you know. A skeleton bone. Water gin down here. Hey, Jidden, what do you collect? Weapons for stuff. They started getting really elaborate with the what the collectors were up to in Nightfall. I think a level 15 water gin was supposed to be kind of threatening for characters who are coming in here normally, but... okay. Quest updated. Cyclone Palace and the Matani Keys. Step 1, get to the Matani Keys. Yeah, my party is not too large, but thanks for letting me know. Okay, so if I wanted to... do what I'm thinking here. Let's pop this up. Let's pull point out of Scythe Mastery. Bring Wind Prayers down a little bit. Okay, let's see. This gives me 9. The Signet of Pious Renew or Pious Light is more useful because works as a party heal as well. I do kind of feel like maybe I should get her some runes. There's a rune trader. Let's just withdraw some platinum. Dervish. I want Superior Scythe. Let's do these 2 majors and then Minor Mysticism, Minor Wind. Dervishes are extremely popular among players, so their runes are a little bit pricier as a result. Windwalker's actually down a good bit at that price. I don't know how much she's going to be in a stance. I might just get her some Survivor's Insignia. Minor Vigors aren't particularly expensive. Let's just grab some more plat and... Interesting. There is something missing here, and it is Minor Vitae runes, or the Rune of Vitae. Where is Survivor? There it is. 3. There we go. I just want some more HP on her. So I figured I might as well. Thank you. Iron ingot. Dust. I was really hoping for plant fibers out of that, but you don't always get to pick what those things are going to give you. Yeah, that should make her skills a little bit better. That's good. Solid 8 seconds. That's more health, more damage out of some of this. This will be nice plus 36 though, which is pretty high plus damage, especially at 4 adrenaline. That's one of those skills I've talked about it before, but from a design standpoint, the fact that they've instituted a cap on it. That was not the merchant, which is what I meant to interact with. I already had the thing open. Because Symbolic Strike says it caps at 70 damage or whatever, I don't know about your brain, but my brain certainly is like, oh, that means I'm supposed to try to maximize the damage from this. That's not what it means at all. Let's see. Just want to quickly check. I have Legionnaire Summoning Stone, Everlasting Legionnaire Tonic. I believe I have a Miniature Legionnaire somewhere. Probably on some random character, not on this character. Clearly. Before I get the final prize for this, doing these, which will be off camera, but before I do that, I will want to make sure I look for a Miniature Legionnaire just to make sure I don't have that already. I'm pretty sure I have it, but I can tell you on who. But because Symbolic Strike has that 70, it kind of it makes the brain focus on that 70 and trying to reach the cap. I think if it didn't have that maximum 70 on there, it would actually work a little bit better from the sense that it would be the sort of thing that would not call attention to itself, and by not calling attention to itself, I personally at least don't think I'd feel as much pressure to try to like hit that cap, because that cap there kind of almost presents itself as like a challenge to be met. And if it wasn't there, then I wouldn't have that sense. So, like, it takes, like, mental effort to realize, no, this skill is just good enough as is. Like, as a skill that gives... I'm going to get skill points in here, aren't I? Okay, maybe not super soon. But as a skill that... like, plus 36 damage from 3 signets is already good. Plus 24 damage from 2 signets is, quite frankly, quite acceptable for 4 adrenaline. So it doesn't really need the additional oomph of, like, trying to actually max it out to be a perfectly fine skill. That's my point. These are somewhat underwhelming as rangers. When they're taking increased damage from Snowstorm. It's where I'm beginning to think, maybe not so strong. Sure, I'll take this pink die. I do find it really interesting that most maps in Nightfall can be done with an 8-person party. I mean, obviously here in Easton, you think of a number of areas being 4-person. There's no six-person party areas that have a 6-person party limit, which I find interesting. Do I have Dashka Inlet on this character? No. I might talk to the NPC in Commodon, get it at some point, but probably not imminently. But Blacktide Den connects to both Farner and Cliffs of Dojok. So Zelon Reach you have to do is 4-person, and Plains of Jaren. But otherwise, I think all of the other maps can be done with an 8-person party. And actually, Zelon Reach you can do with an 8-person party if you go from Blacktide Den through Cliffs of Dojok. So it might literally just be the Plains of Jaren that is the only one that you have to do as 4-man. 4-person. I'll put the pink die away at some point here, but I don't feel the need to do it just yet, unless I just happen to be walking by the chest, and I don't see that being the case. Very pious bar. Okay, at this point I just need to get over to here. This is a really pretty map. That's interesting. I actually have mixed feelings about the aesthetics of a lot of places in Nightfall. There's too much Vabi and Korna, even if those areas are pretty. I really like the visual variety on Easton, and I wish that level of like variety had been present in more of the areas. It's like, it's a Kind City effect where technically, yeah, every map is actually fairly visually distinct in its like what it's doing, but because they're not that different in terms of palette and stuff, they kind of start blending together. I think there's a hidden treasure around here. Yeah, there it is, treasure chest. That's worth opening. Posty. Copper shilling. Some jade with some fish frozen in it. Always kind of a neat spot. And I like the fact, this is one of the things I really liked actually about Nightfall, is it did a really good job of feeling connected to the other world regions through just like random stuff. That over there, that's a Canthan ship. Like, this is shipped over from Cantha. It's got jade in it. I really like that detail of like a Canthan shipwreck, clearly from Cantha. I think that's really, really neat. I would prefer to avoid fighting those guys. Okay, well, that means I found some Manticore. Did they let you inside this in the sequel? I have no idea. I haven't played that part. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna feel compelled to pick up a handful of gold coins. It's just how it goes, you know? Just how it goes. There you go, next. Over here. I don't know that there's anything I... This is... Actually, I should check. Simple Thievery. You're All Alone is nice to have access to. I don't have it. Snowstorm is a lot less exciting here as well, so... Yeah, I'm gonna... gear up to pick up... Yeah. You're All Alone. Well, I'm here, I might as well capture a skull, eh? Anything good going on in this Holy Rod? Ooh! I like Don't Call It a Comeback. I'm gonna get some iron ingots out of these copper shillings. Because iron is the generic metal in this game. I will say I kind of appreciate the variety of medals in Guild Wars 2. I do wish a little bit more had been done with that somehow. I'm not quite sure how. I'm going to want to use the Don't Call It a Comeback for some caster. I don't know who. Oh, this is an actual dead sword as opposed to my wand that uses that skin. Let's just grab it in my inventory for now. But I actually quite like that inscription for monks in particular, or healers, I suppose, because when you're getting low on health is precisely when you want a sudden infusion of maximum HP. I've been here way too freaking many times. There's some very unique captures. This zone's a little bit like Mineral Springs, but less annoying. Wandering Priests. You probably don't have a thing for me. Nope. Okay, so this is going to be down there. The boss I want is more over here, but that's fine. There we go, that's enough experience to finally be able to get a skill point. Ooh, that guy had a lot of stuff on him. Ah, draw a mark of protection to yourself, I see. I wonder if I should give her, like, Mend Ailment or something. I wonder if that would make sense. Right, these people won't give me anything because I'm Extella and I'm too high ranking in the Sun Spears for them to give me goodies. Right now, is this my only cleansing? Probably somewhat insufficient. I think there might be an entrance to it down this way. Actual quantities of loot. Yeah, there is an entrance over here. There we go. Continue on a little bit though. If I can get over to where I pick up the elite that I want. You know, we'll just go through like 3 other bosses. It'll be fine. Ah, these ones have silver bullion coins, I see. Woo, boy. Some enchanty boys here. You can tell they're using a lot of enchantments when I do 148 damage with Desecrate enchantments. That's a sure sign that they have just a few enchantments on them. Because it's base 64 plus 21 for each enchantment chest. Oh, this is a preserved iris flower. Yeah, I don't need that. I'm gonna want to get past Captain Medi and Allison when I. That's a problem solved. Okay, make sure I don't wand with that on me. And Koro is getting absolutely eaten alive. Yeah, getting 148 damage off of the Desecrate and Defile enchantments is pretty bonkers. Medi there is absolutely terrifying and needs to be taken down ASAP. On account of his huge damage potential. Allison probably not great to have around either, but less terrifying than a friggin' Vow of Strength boss. One of my characters has his walking stick. Talcor and Donkoro are maybe a little fragile. I think it would probably be good to try to work some additional cleansing into my team. Can I go around the south here? Looks like I can. That seems preferable. If I can avoid that group, that seems good to me. I'm going a little bit out of my way. Just get this elite that I, strictly speaking, don't really need, but eh. Be kind of more over this way. Yeah, I'm liking the idea of putting Mend Ailment on Jorah. There's Wally, who's what I'm looking for. Wally's dead. Excellent. Yeah, apparently that guy's not alone enough to get... We'll clear out this group and then move on to the next area, I think. Okay. The Impregnable Fortress of Jahai. What's that over there? Is that easier to get to from... Probably from Sunspear Sanctuary. Maybe. Sunspear Sanctuary is one of those... I think the Impregnable Fortress of Jahai. High Bluffs. Might have Master of Magic. Okay. I have Ravenous Gaze already. I'm 90% sure. I would lose that. I do not, in fact, have Ravenous Gaze. It's kind of out of my way, though, isn't it? It can be along my way if I leave from Cardinal Crossroads. So maybe I'll leave from Cardinal Crossroads. I do need to pick up a Significant Capture along the way, though. Is there a skill trainer here? I have no idea. For some reason, that's not a question I've ever asked myself before. Doesn't look like it. Okay, let's go pop in my guild hall and grab a Significant Capture. Throw a few points into blood magic for no good reason other than I'm picking up an elite. That makes that kind of worthwhile. Spiteful Spirit, please, and thank you. Okay, let's go. My other Necromancer definitely has Ravenous Gaze, but I guess I just never got around to getting it on this one. I'll pick up a few more Sickness of Capture for her, just because why not? While I'm here, might as well. Skill Trainer. Hi, yes, you. I would like some of these. Thank you. I'm gonna get the stuff out of these doubloons. Might as well take care of this while I'm here, eh? I feel like I want to drop a point of Soul Reaping just to boost this up a little bit more. Maybe 2. Yeah, something like that. I don't mind losing 2 points to that to be able to kind of use this elite that I'm going to be picking up at a semi-competent degree. Okay, so few observations. Jorah, I like the idea of switching her to that. I might want more hex removal here on Gwen specifically. I don't know, I kind of want to leave her as is. I could give him a Cure Hex. I don't really want to. Okay, what I'm seeing is I don't really want to fit hex removal on anyone, so that's not a great sign. I could make his energy easier by getting rid of Healing Breeze, but I like Healing Breeze. Sure, we'll go ahead and move him to Cure Hex instead. I like Healing Breeze because it helps with keeping health bars up. So instead of having to expend a bunch of resources to like keep pushing healing small amounts of health, I can just slap on Healing Breeze and it keeps health bars kind of topped off, which is really, really nice and is something I quite like. But I could also alternatively like swap him over to. Actually, it probably doesn't hurt in the first place. I'm gonna just move him over to Monk. Probably drop Fireball. Yeah, let's go. I just prefer this. I prefer the amount of energy gain off of Restore Life, so it kind of is what it is. And Talcora's Elite is a good cleansing as well. I mean, she's got that Signet to help. Maybe I want to drop Shielding Hands on her for Watchful healing. I kind of like that. It's not as good as Healing Breeze, and I genuinely wish this had a much shorter recharge and was slightly stronger. Like about a 4-second recharge and like +5 health regen at 15 Divine Favor, but it is what it is. Okay, I think overall I'm okay with what's going on though. I should actually pick up Acolyte Sasuke some runes. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I've convinced myself. I'm gonna go pick up Acolyte Sasuke some runes. Oh. It won't take much. But I'm leaving a lot on the floor by not having any runes on him. Fix that. Minor energy storage. Air. Earth. Water. Superior. Fire magic. That's, yeah, makes sense. Okay. Work my way down. I also like to get Pyromancer's Insignia. You can really argue for just about any of the elemental insignias. I happen to like Pyromancer's Insignia because there's a lot more AoE fire damage that I'm scared of in general. In a lot of places in Nightfall, though, there's some areas where Hydromancers would be really nice, particularly against Torment demons that use like Deep Freeze and stuff. And then there's other areas where, against like the Margonites that use Invoke Lightning and stuff, that the Aeromancer's Insignia would be preferable. But in general, through most of the game, Pyromancer's is kind of preferable in my opinion, and I don't feel like juggling things too much. Yeah, Jorah's got nothing either. I mean, I could pick stuff up for her, but... Oh, let's go ahead and do... Mountie. I'll go with a Major Swordsmanship rune for her. Minor Tactics, Minor Strength. Sentinel's Insignia has gotten expensive, my goodness. Stone Fist, though, is always nice to have. Stone Fist goes in the fists. Otherwise, I think I might pick up Knights for her. It doesn't really matter where you put Stone Fists between Fist, Helmet, and Boots, because they all have the same hit chance. Anyway, Vitae is now available. That's nice. Okay, now that she's set up. More so, anyway. Yeah. Yeah, there's some slightly better numbers on stuff. Okay, and Sasuke's got a lot better damage. The important part here. mountain in the background? It looks kind of like a big old mountain in the background. You know what? It feels an awful lot like Mount Rainier, which I live close enough to see sometimes when it's not hidden by enormous trees. It's very pretty sometimes on those bright sunny days. You got good visibility and a line of sight. Just see it there. There's the boss I'm looking for. Elbow the Ravenous. Excellent. Maybe a little underwhelming with that spec, but not terrible either. The thing about Ravenous Gaze is 10-second recharge isn't terrible for Necromancer skills. It's just got a huge area of effect. Nearby is a large range. I don't think it's an amazing skill by any means, but it's alright. I wanted to say alright and okay, and I kind of started throwing the two, and that was suboptimal feeling. I think we should be okay to get up to that res shrine without needing to... Oh, dudes. Dudes found us. I think part of it too is Nightfall generally has some of my least favorite music in Guild Wars. Like, I don't dislike it, but I don't like it as much as I like some of the Cantha and especially Prophecy's music, so... I want to get rid of these guys, because I see a big problem over there, and I kind of don't want to be boxed in on the backside. Oh yeah. You know what this smells like? Over aggro. On the other hand, they're doing a good job of being enchanted. It's giving me a lot of bonus damage. These also actually have really big area of effects. Got that guy with a wand. Okay, well, I genuinely expected that to go worse than it did, so I'll take that. I think having some additional cleansing has been really a good move as well. And what I mean by that is the mend ailment here and the additional hex removal there and there. I went with mend ailment on her, by the way, because I think it's I don't want her to be spending too much time trying to cleanse conditions, and the 5-second recharge means that won't be the case. I'm going around because these guys are below the bridge, and I want to be able to, they're going to fight me when I'm trying to cross the bridge, and I'd rather deal with them ahead of time. From over here. Comes the meteor, knocking me down. Turns out the so-called impregnable fortress of Jahai is just filled with a lot of dudes and is quite pregnable. And some enemies died, and I suddenly had energy. Necromancer's Tail. Let me tell you, that is definitely a Necromancer's Tail. Where's this corner chest that I keep finding? All the way up there. Oh, lockpick didn't break. Fantastic. Always a sort of victory when that happens. Nice to be able to go in here with 2 elites. Even if one of them's working at like half power sort of thing. Okay, so next I need to visit the vast libraries of Halls of Chokin. Up here. My spiteful spirit back on my bar. I don't need blood magic anymore. A little bit more healing is fine, I guess. I do get an PvE only skill slot. Maybe I want Evan Vanguard Sniper support because it's fun. I'm going to go with that. That is the correct answer. There's nothing really to capture here. It's just a... I'm going to move these to guard for this. There's nothing you have to fight here as long as you avoid aggroing the plants. I wish that was a max don't call to come back, but here we are. It is not. I've farmed these plants before on an Ellie. An earth build. I don't know if that's still viable or not, though. Don't know if it makes sense to do either. Should be able to dodge and weave through these plants without aggroing them. I want us to go all the way to the librarian in the back. Some nasty quests, that one. I like these floating magic rugs. They have a lot of texture to them. Also, I happen to just stop at a spot where there's a very obvious seam in the texture. Unfortunate, but right there. Oh well. That sort of thing happens. And again, whenever I see any, like, little spots of, like, I don't know, imperfection, I guess you could say, or where the textures are really stretched awkwardly or things like that, makes me feel a little bit better about, like, games that I make. Just a little bit more confident. Like, okay, I don't have to achieve perfection. Not everything has to be completely tight. It just has to be good enough. Make sure that the effort's put into the spots that really matter for the game, and everywhere else can be a little bit sloppy, and as long as it's not too egregious, too much in the place. And the core systems are things people enjoy. You'll find your audience and they'll have fun. Hi, no, I'm not doing your quest. The inner sanctum of the hidden city of Adashin. Hey, Dasha Vestibule. Do I need to change anything here? No, I don't think so. Hey, Monktastic. Yeah, there's a lot of running around viewing stuff. By the way, if people don't know, this is really helpful, theoretically. The F10 menu, it just gives you a bunch of links to the wikis of, like, quests that you have in your quest log, and skills that you have on, and skills that you've encountered recently, and locations and stuff. Guilds, I don't know, there's not guild pages for those, but... Anyway, it's a handy thing to have. That wiki integration. How are you doing, Monktastic? Well, somebody's full up on cloth. Not somebody, is me. I think 750 cloth is enough, so I will go ahead and merchant the rest of this. Okay, Adashim, let us in. I'm doing pretty well. Been thinking a bunch about, I want to do a retrospective for Dark Souls 1 and 3. I did one for Dark Souls 2, like 2 years ago. And, like, sometime last year is when YouTube decided maybe they should start showing it to people. So now I've been thinking about doing ones for the other ones, so that's been on my brain a lot. We should maybe do something about these guys over here. So that's been on my mind, but I want to do the Wayfarer's Reverie stuff. Well, it's kind of around. Okay, I don't think Donkoro's particularly happy with us. Yeah, they're definitely not for everyone. Although I think they have created a lot of... What's the right phrase? Like, there's enough people who really have liked the games that it's created a lot of really positive, like, word of mouth and seems like really awesome experiences. So when it's an experience that's not for someone, I think it can be really disappointing and frustrating. I certainly can understand that. Skyrim is a game that a lot of people have really liked and has a lot of positive word of mouth, but it's just not for me. My problem with Skyrim is not like that the game's overly difficult, as the Souls games can be for people, but rather that I just have zero sense of direction and complete lack of purpose, so I don't even know what I'm trying to do in the game. Which is a different sort of thing, but it can feel, I'm not quite sure. It's a negative emotion when you're like, but why can't I have this exciting experience that everybody else seems to be having? And I think there's been a little bit of stuff going because of that. But it's taken quite a while for me to figure out what angle I even want to approach talking about the games from. Yeah, I get you there. I actually did not, I didn't get Dark Souls 1. It was gifted to me by a friend who had played Demon Souls and really liked Dark Souls and wanted to support FromSoft. So they're like, oh, Prepare to Die edition came out. Well, I'm gifting this to you on Steam then. Like, okay. And then I didn't play it. Until after I'd watched somebody do a Let's Play of it. And that was the point at which I decided, you know what, no, I'm going to go ahead and play through this. So, like, going in with a knowledge base of what's going on helped me be, like, actually interested in playing it. That said, I was still terrible at the game when I first started. And until you actually, like, spend enough time on it to learn how to play it, they're still hard, even if you know what's going on. Yeah, Wooden Potatoes was doing a Let's Play of the Elder Scrolls series, but he just beat the first one, Arena, and hasn't gotten to the other ones. And I hope he picks that up at some point in time, because I'd really like to see, because, like, he's really good at, like, showing the cool parts of games and stuff. I'd really like to see from him, like, what is this Elder Scrolls experience that people are really excited about with, like, Skyrim and Oblivion and stuff. So, I don't know when that might happen again, but I hope that he picks them back up. If he doesn't, he doesn't. This is the one I care about. I mean, that's one of the things... Whoops. Sorry there, bumped the mic stand. About the Elder Scrolls games is they're very much trying to be very broad experiences with a lot of potential options, and they don't want the... My impression is that they don't want the player to feel too, like, told this is what you're supposed to do. Like, they want to be very open experiences. The result for me... For me, I didn't have a clear enough sense of what my purpose and direction was, or what my motivations and goals were. I didn't really know what it was that I wanted to do, and so I just kind of felt directionless. That was my problem with Skyrim. The combat is sufficient to exist for the game, but also is kind of underwhelming. I feel like maybe I want to come at this from a different approach, but yeah, I can definitely see that perception. Bloodborne is a lot more active in what's trying to get you to do. It wants you to be a lot more aggressive than Dark Souls does. I think Dark Souls is, in that way, more forgiving than Bloodborne, if that makes any sense. Ooh, I got the high hit. That's fun. What I will say is if your experience has been watching people stream Dark Souls, and it's mostly people who know what they're doing with the game, it's going to present a very like biased perspective on the whole thing. That is not indicative of like what the experience. I really should have stopped by the restaurant over here. But it's not indicative of like what the experience can be if you're taking the game more slowly. Because if you know what you're doing in the game, like it's still, the way that I'd say is like Dark Souls, if you know what you're doing, goes from being like hard to being like it wants you to continue to perform at a high level, but it's not hard in the same way anymore. It's a very, very bizarre sort of thing. Like you can't just rest on your laurels. You have to be paying attention. But it becomes a lot easier when you understand how to actually play the game, which only comes by playing the game, to be clear. Good way to get a focus for Skyrim is to have a character build in mind, then go in the direction to get the gear, etc. for that build. Like checking on the wiki for the best stealth bow and crit gear, etc. Yeah, I can see that being the case. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of something else for the res shrine. Maybe you have to come from a different direction. I don't know. Yeah, I can see where focusing on the what build you want angle would be good. Part of my issue then is that I don't know enough about build options, and then doing a bunch of research externally is not, like, it feels like that's trying to fix something that's kind of inherently broken, but yeah, I chose the left route. Have I gotten the... Yes, I have, because it's directing me elsewhere. Hollow Point and Poisoned Outcrops. Yeah, as you can see, I went left route as well. I don't know... Well, I'm going from here. I don't know which area it's closer to. Anyway, I've been thinking a lot about what I would want to do for the Dark Souls 1 and 3 retrospectives, and in particular, like, what approach do I want to take? Because it's hard to know what I'd want to say about Dark Souls 1 that I don't feel like I've seen a bajillion times. And I think I've arrived at a spot that I want to do for both of them. Now it's a matter of planning it out. And I spent, like, a big chunk of yesterday watching through my Dark Souls 2 retrospective just to get and review things. Yeah, I'm actually wondering if I want to go from there or if I can go from the Arid Sea. Hey, Fear. Skyrim is weird for you too. You really enjoyed playing through the game on release, but you have zero desire to ever replay the game. Every time you tried, you dropped after 5 minutes. Yeah, it's been a while. It's good to see you again, though. How have things been? Yeah, like I said, like particularly the Dark Souls 2 part that I did on like the world layout and level design and stuff is like my most viewed channel video on my channel now. Termite. I like how different this map is from a lot of the other stuff in the Desolation. Very sort of like monochromatic black and white sort of colors. These guys are jerks, if I remember correctly. You last played Guild Wars 2 weeks ago. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, the thing is I don't know enough about Elder Scrolls to really do any sort of retrospective. All I could really talk about is the mods are a really neat idea, but I don't have any sense of what I would want to do in this game. That would be about the extent of what I could do there. I don't feel... Yeah, that's the thing, is I'm not a big fan of spending a lot of time in the editing seat. Like, doing, like, big edit stuff like that is not really my cup of tea. Cavalier. Oh, that was a good hit. There's definitely some Elder Scrolls, like some Morrowind remixes from OC Remix that I got back in the day that are huge time nostalgia for me. I suppose it's an option. Awakened Cavaliers are real jerks. Face my Ebon Vanguard Wrath. The main thing is, like, I could see streaming it, for sure. But I definitely want to keep any sort of, like, stuff that requires any sort of video editing to a minimum, just because that's not... Like, spending a bunch of time, like, doing highly produced content like that is not my idea of a good time. Nice. Okay, well, I don't know what that hex did because it is gone. Hi, Jacket Horror. You don't want to hear on Skyrim too much. She'll rant anyway. There have, at least in your opinion, been better open world games released afterwards that have more of that discover the world magic going on. Most of Skyrim have. It's not a challenging game gameplay-wise. Its main storyline isn't great. Good side quests, you guess. Yeah, I think for a lot of people, it just kind of feels like it doesn't... I don't know. I think there's a sort of like living in the game world experience. I tried to finger quote that, but I currently have the camera off. Because this is totally pajama mode. But there's like a living in the game world sort of thing that people really connect to that I myself... I could see being interested in that from a VR standpoint, but to me, like, the world has to actually have purpose to it. Yeah, I can see that being the case. I mean, it's definitely been around for a very long time now. And like, for example, like Breath of the Wild. I like Breath of the Wild quite a lot, and bopping around in it's a lot of fun. Where by which I mean like driving around on my motorcycle or riding my horse around or whatever, and like killing enemies. I mean, I've heard Skyrim in general is not worth playing without mods, but yeah, I heard about that, and people were talking about the modders having to come in and dust off their mods. But to me, like, I have to have some sort of thing that I'm doing in the game. I can't just exist there. Like, in real life, I can totally, like, just enjoy sitting somewhere and feeling the, like, environment, basically. The smells, the sensations of the area, that sort of stuff. But you don't get that in a video game currently. And like VR lets you look around, which can be more interesting. But it fundamentally lacks an element of nice. You turn 18 damage hit there. It fundamentally lacks an element of like presence video games do. Where is okay? Probably open that ancient Elonian chest. And that lack of, like, presence is something that, for me, means that I can't just exist in the game world. I have to have some sort of gameplay thing that I'm doing. And so, like, this is where, like, a lot of the sort of building games, like Minecraft. I haven't played Minecraft, so I can't really speak on it, but it's an exemplar of the genre. I personally have a really hard time getting into because just making something to make something, like, I would rather be spending that effort, I lost the lockpick, but oh well, on, like, actually making a game world for a game, right? Rather than just creating a world inside a game that I can't do anything with. If I'm going to spend that sort of creative energy, I'd rather, like, be opening up RPG Maker and working on my game that I'm currently making. But something like... ooh, we have Favor right now. That's kind of cool. Oh, those on... I played it on the Switch. Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2. Those games I was able to really get into and enjoy because the things that I made had purpose. I wasn't just making... Let's see. I'm trying to remember how you get up there. I think it's over this way. Let's uncover some more map. It wasn't just, like, making a thing to, like, make a thing. It was, like, making a thing and it impacts gameplay or your NPCs use it. And so the fact that, like, it has, like, mechanical meaning means that I can actually get into it and really enjoy the process. But, okay, yeah, there's a little bridge right there. When it doesn't have that sort of underlying mechanical meaning, just making a space to make a space isn't interesting to me. And again, like, I'd rather spend that energy actually working on my game because it's the same sort of thing. So. Yeah. And for me, that purpose was just critical to making it, like, it being elevated to something that I really enjoyed doing stuff with. I must have gotten another skill point. And, like, that's how I function, so I can absolutely see that there could be people who have a very different way of engaging with games than I do, and therefore enjoy a different style of experience, but... yeah, I could see that being something that could be engaging. Wow, I am really defended there. So it's like, it's just one of those things that for like me personally, what I need out of the game, and this, like, and that's the thing though, as everybody's kind of different, and so it's good that there's a bunch of different games that a lot of different people can enjoy, and as long as people can accept that, that means that there will be some games that aren't for them, that might be popular with a good sized number of people. It's probably going to work out okay. But when people have a hard time sort of accepting that, it creates problems. Yeah, I don't mind where Guild Wars 1 is right now, but I really miss active PvP. You managed to really get into a single player story game in a long time. Yeah, I mean, they're offering different sorts of experiences, right? And that can definitely result in differences there. I'll just go this way. It might be quicker to go from Dunes of Despair. I don't know, but I'm just going to go from over here. Make it easier to turn the quest in anyway. Yeah, I know that there are specific times where some of the stuff runs, but it's really nice to be able to just hop into like Fort Aspinall or something and go do stuff, and that's not really a thing in the same way. I should probably have spent some time clearing out my inventory, but oh well. Also, I've not really been a big fan of alliance battles ever since the preview weekends. I really liked how they functioned on preview weekend, and do you think there's something about the experiences that just aren't like connecting for you anymore? I guess is what you're saying. I'm curious to what that is. Yeah, I wonder why that happens to you. Yeah, I haven't actually played Mass Effect 2 or 3. I enjoyed the first one decently well, but I think I kind of accidentally ended it very quickly. Like, I never got the... my understanding is that there's sort of like a refined character class stuff, and I never really got that far. I think I just did a poor job of finding stuff. I can see that in your case. Yeah, I'd be really curious what contributes to that. Like, is there something fundamental about the gameplay that's losing you that, like, you used to be a lot more engaged in the story? Maybe it's familiarity with the story already, so you just don't have interest in sort of re-experiencing it? I don't know, did you used to have games where it's like, oh, I really want to re-experience the story, and so you play it again? Oh, there is a shadow over here. I don't know, I'm just kind of curious, so I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. How is the relative balance of volumes, by the way, between the game and my voice? I'm not actually sure. Hey, Ghostly Priest, do you have a Marganite thing for me? Am I going to need... I don't think so. Oh, elementals, that works too. Also, like, does this lack of interest extend to things like books and TV shows, or? Just kind of curious. Time constraints and being older these days make story games harder to enjoy, as it's tough to get into them. We can only play for bursts at time of time. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad sound seems to be fine then. Use some of their drops. I've been enjoying Loop Hero lately as a random game. That's not story focused. I need to get all the way over to there. I like to minimize random combat, though. You think it definitely has to do with the story's not really gripping you like they did when you experienced them the first time? Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds like something then about how the story is being presented and the way in which you engage with it and stuff. And I can also see, or I could also see something where maybe it has to do with like being familiar with the story and being like, I don't really care enough to like reconsume this story. But I don't know specifically how you interact with any of that sort of. Okay, there are a bunch of ruby gens over there that need to go down. It's a weird balancing act, I think, of is there going to be more layers to this story? Like if I went back to a story, Tales of Symphonia is this way, where it's like, oh, going back and re-experiencing the story uncovers a lot of layers. And like being able to uncover those layers is really engaging. In its own sort of way. Okay. Hello, Forgotten Guardian. I am familiar with the dangers of the Crystal Desert, but also I need to go back to Commodon. Yes. Okay, I'm pretty sure I am fairly full in my inventory. Ah, but I do have an empty slot for do a little bit of salvaging. Then accept this. Yeah, I'm gonna sell this. Max have faith. Don't really have a need for that though. Okay, I need to go to Cunning Center. You are not the festival coordinator. Voodoo. I choose you. Okay, where does this want me to go? Shrine of Mats, Haiju Lagoon, Tanakai Temple, and the Pui Quarter, Arbitrans, Central Chamber, the Entombed Leviathan and Reese Crater, Whirlpool's Edge, Raisu Palace. Okay, okay. So the good news is I have visited enough places that this should be fairly doable. Shrine of Matt is over here in Sunquo Vale. Let's just go from Sumai Village. A little bit easier to navigate than, what you call it? Where is... There's the Shumai. I'm gonna drop some stuff off. And the merchants. Masahiko. Please take these things. Thank you. This direction. I don't know why I looked at my map for that. Here we are. The Manwa solo leveling. Huh. I am unfamiliar with it. That is correct. I have not heard about it. I'm going to set these guys to passive. I just kind of want to run to this. Haiju Lagoon will also be pretty easy if just a long run. The same as a manga. That makes sense. I was wondering. Oh. Okay. Well, I don't have Zen Daijin, so I have kind of a long trek ahead of me. Let's add Dora and Sasuke. I can set them passive here as well. I imagine there's a lot of like cross-pollination culturally, but also some striking differences if I had to guess. Fantasy novel. That could be. It was a long time, by the way, before I realized you could just run up this slope. Boy, it is bright out here. I like Jaya Bluffs. What's with tutorial areas having like very unique locations that are not in any other place in the campaigns that are kind of like uniquely neat? I'm gonna make sure to stop by in Zendaijun after I get to this location. There, you're in my way, sir. Hopefully I got around him and was not, in fact, body blocked. Okay, if I'm rubber banding back that far, I'm fine. I need to eventually do Zendaijun on this character, but it's not going to be today. Have I done Mr. Cho's? Yeah, I have. I wish Mr. Cho's Estate had better pacing. In the first, like, 10 chapters. Gotcha. Okay, excellent. Let's go and head over to Zendaijun now. Don't know why General Morgan's kind of not using his incoming fallback. There he is. I really like these purpley blue flowers along here. I think they're really, really pretty. There's a nice, like, slope with really great views. Like, it's really nice. With a bit of Milani in the way, but whatever. .48 damage lightning orbs do not concern me much. And Mark Protection is one of those spells that's really strong. But because of its like stats and its weird 5-second disable and protection prayers, it's just kind of clunky enough that it doesn't see the use that its actual power kind of would indicate it could deserve. Okay. Where's next? Tanakai Temple. That requires me to go to Zinku Corridor, which is... I believe this is just the entrance area. And I'm going to turn passive mode off. And grab Gwen. There we go. That's my team. I like having the two melees on aggressive. Because I want them to actually like rush into combat, and aggressive helps with some of the AI issues that melee has. I'm looking forward to autumn. We've got some pretty sunshine and green plants outside, but I was rearranging some cups there. But I'm finding I'm kind of looking forward to autumn. I'm looking forward to the rains coming back. I'm looking forward to different tree colors. Hi, Vizu. Well, that one was easy. Napui Quarter, I believe this requires you to go all the way over there, which is a bit of a hike. I should check as well. Do I have... No, okay. I'm gonna go and grab that then. Because I believe this requires me to go all the way to where the boss there is, who has the skill Enraged Lunge. A lot of just running around at the beginning part of this. This zone can be painful to vanquish. Some of the groups can kind of cluster on you awkwardly. At least that's been my experience. Combined with, like, a general lack of resurrection apparatus, grinds, whatever. The hex-based bar is not great against Jade Brotherhood. Because of expel hexes on their mesmers. Do I keep this lockpick? Nope, it broke. What do I get? Some sort of major rune. Prodigies, though. Never mind the major rune. The Prodigies is worth something, though. Okay, everybody get cleaned up. This is one of the spots where Healing Breeze would be kind of nice. For you to go to the bosses, I was thinking. For being unaggressive, they're not particularly aggressive, are they? Boy, punishment hexes work really well against them. These mesmers are kind of high priority targets for me just because of their ability to mess with my hexes. That was the wrong target, but oh well. There's a lot of like wandering patrols here that make it really easy to end up with a bunch of dudes on you. Mages are annoying. I need to left click a little bit more firmly. I have a tendency to left click on the side of the button in a way that sometimes doesn't register. Kind of a problem. These knights with weakened armor. Whee! There's Roy and Beastkeeper. That's where I need to go. That's why I brought a Signal of Capture. See the ashes of Tranquil Tennyson drop and think, oh, I should pick that up. I don't know if anybody else does that, but I certainly do. Y'all ready for these changed dragon stomps? No, not the crane, the... Boss, please. Ooh, I got a sworn bow. That's kind of cool. Do I care about it? Probably not, but yeah, it's sundering. I have little interest in sundering. This is a good spike bow though. Generally vampiric was preferred, but sundering is not a bad choice, I guess. It's not the best choice. But +1 marksmanship could be kind of nice, I guess, for doing a little bit more damage. Damage plus 15% while in stance. That's kind of awkward. There's not a whole lot of stances you want as a ranger. I know, this bow does not strike me as being especially good. Here we are. I got a green bow, and therefore I'm invested in it. Arborstone. I need to go from Ultramarines here, I believe. I would like my Spiteful Spirit back. Thank you. And maybe sniper support. I don't think there's anything that I want to capture. That shield's getting merchanted. Let's pull the Prodigy out of this thing. That's still worth too much, isn't it? Probably. Oh, good. And I can sell the thing, too. Is there a rune trader around here? No. I'll go sell the 2 things I don't need. I am going to plot that in a spot to try to make sure I'm protecting it, though. I probably want to double check just to make sure major channeling is not worth anything. I sincerely doubt it, but you never know. Sometimes stuff can randomly be worth things. I wonder how much Melania is using Signet of Pious Restraint and Signet of Pious Light. I haven't really been paying attention to her. I like having a bunch of healing spread around my team, though. Good to do. Having the healing spread around relieves the burden from the healer, who can only target one person at a time, from doing so. Oh, unless, of course, like heal party. But River Moss Planter. Okay, we'll fight you guys. I see you are being insistent. Yeah, take out that Spirit of Laceration. Okay. Entombed Leviathan and Ria's Crater. I'm just gonna hop back to the guild hall and take care of some rune stuff there. Easier. I don't think I hit F8 by accident. At the same time, I hit F9. I don't think this major channeling is gonna be worth anything. That's original. Nope. Yep, Prodigy is still worth way too much. Cool. Ching. Like I said, I figured I might as well take care of that while I'm over here. Okay. Ria's Crater. I see, I don't have the... Yeah, there's an outpost right here that I don't have. Let's go pick up that outpost. Be fairly straightforward to do. I think Raisu Palace will probably take the longest if I had to guess. I don't even know if getting that outpost is going to be faster or anything. The other way is through Yala Hatchery. that faster? I think it might be. I was kind of hoping to just fight the Salt Spray Dragons and not get this other group mixed up in with it. I have apparently utterly failed in that endeavor. So, yeah, that's a little disappointing. And then we got... What even is this boss? Air of Enchantment? Ooh, that's a hot garbage skill if ever I saw one. What happened? Salt Spray Dragons are no joke. What I'm actually finding really useful about Ebon Vanguard Sniper support is its infliction of bleeding. Hey, Mr. Jack. It is going okay. I got ambushed by several bosses, or by a boss and several patrols, which I was trying to avoid and utterly failed to. But, yeah. Well, I wanted to play through the Wayfarer Reverie quests. So I played some Guild Wars, on Thursday as well, after I finished Salt and Sanctuary, and then had a lunch break. I was not expecting that game to end, but it did. As an aside. I just kind of reached the end of it all of a sudden. So I'm looking forward to starting something new this coming week. Does this actually go anywhere? I don't think this goes anywhere. I think I need to go... Oh, it doesn't. It feels like it goes somewhere, but it doesn't. But I've decided that I'm gonna stick to like whatever game I'm playing through, and then Guild Wars on the. I apparently don't know how to navigate this map on whenever day it is I stream during the week. Thursdays a lot lately. I don't know if that's ideal. Just kind of where it's been. I think the earlier time on Saturdays is easier for a lot of people who watch me from Europe. Something about streaming in the AM in Europe, like the early morning, like just post midnight, maybe a little difficult for people to watch. So I understand. I think this would have been easier to get to if I'd gone the other way. Who's even following me? Oh, that was the Ebon Vanguard assassin. No, I've not been playing as much Guild Wars lately as I'd like to, so... Because oftentimes by the time I get to Saturday, I'm kind of like needing to give my brain a break and stuff. I don't know. At this point, I think I've gotten everything. So, I'm probably just going to get the grab bag. Obviously, the tormented thing, or the free tormented weapon present that you can get once per account ever. But I don't think that requires the proofs, does it? The summoning stone is probably the next most useful thing. Or is like the most useful thing. Unfortunately, Ione, the unfortunately the tonic can't be used outside of town, which makes it kind of underwhelming to me. The mini's a mini. Your mileage will vary with depending upon how much you want minis. It's like what? A mini, Everlasting Tonic, a Summoning Stone, and is it just the grab bag? Is that the last one? I don't remember. Okay, now I have this. I'm going to step out and see where this wants me to go, because it might be quicker to go from the Leviathan pits. It's going to be better to go from Leviathan pits. Thought it might be. I wanted to get that outpost on my map, though, while I was thinking about it. Okay, that's not too space-consuming. Wands usually salvage into something I'm happy to salvage them into. That was a little underwhelming in quantity. Oh well. Pietro. But yeah, if you haven't gotten it yet, the Legionnaire Summoning Stone is probably the most useful one to get. You want to finally finish Wham on your Dervish? The only titles you have left are those that require huge time investment. Next note, challenge gameplay-wise. Yeah, I understand. Which ones do you have left? Is it like cartography? I need to do Carto on my Dervish. I don't really care about getting Gwam on most characters, but I want to on... I'd like to on one of them. I feel like I've forgotten how to get around to where I'm trying to go. I think it might be up here and then loop around. I want to get down to there, because that's where the zone transition is, right? Yeah, okay, it's over that way. Yeah, though I can see, like, if you're stuck with the consumable title tracks, the Drunken, Sweet Tooth, and Party Animal, that would also be like, those titles are super tedious. The Elite Hunter. Yeah. I don't mind capturing elites, but I can see where that's like, okay, now I'm just tediously relogging or rezoning to get the boss that I want to spawn and checking spawn locations and stuff. Hey, Melandru. And I can also see, like, cartography is very tedious. That one you really want to mod. Yeah. That's where I'm trying to get. Yeah, Sweet Tooth, Party Animal, and Drunkard. Hey, Berthus. Welcome. Yeah, I feel like some of the titles are definitely a little overly tedious to get. Give me your Bone Charm. Ah. Yeah, LDOA is another one of those ones. That one, at this point, like, it can be a little hard in spots, but it's mostly just how much do you want to try to grind off of the quests? Speed it up. I find Sweet Tooth a little tricky to go for just because so many of the things that count for Sweet Tooth are consumables that have an actual use. I do wish Tier 1 Drunkard, or, well, Tier 1 and Tier 2, counted, like, if you show those titles, that it would count as being drunk for the skills that want drunkenness. That would be really useful. What are you regenerating with? Oh, Well of Blood, probably. I like the Vengeance here. Vengeful was Kanai. Okay. Yeah, Drunken Master is one of those skills that's like alright, but without Drunkard it's not great. And then monkeying about with the drunken stuff is really tedious. Fighting Chains is a lot less useful against casters when they just want to stand still. There we are. And there's that found. You know, I'm really close to the outpost. I'm just going to go over to it. Yeah. Then you lose the benefit of the post-processing effects. But yeah, I get you. It is easy. Yeah, I don't mind some, like, the DP removal consumables, but I really am not fond of the like concept type stuff and pecans and whatever. Just because you can't balance the game with that sort of thing in. Either you balance the game around people using them, or you don't. And so if you balance the game with people using them, like with the idea that people will use them, then you make the game too hard without them. But if you balance around people not using them, then the game becomes too easy with them. And I don't like that sort of spot. I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I did LDOA on a warrior that I have that hangs out in pre-steering, a perma pre-character. And it took a while, but it didn't take like a long time in the sense of a lot of hours. It took a long time in the sense of I could only do one quest a day, and then that was kind of that, and the quest took like a little bit, but not like super long. So it was a very slow process of like leveling. I would not do LDOA with the old death leveling method though. I'd have no patience for that. But it is like if you're going for Guam and you're not doing it on one of the 4 professions you can't do it on. Yeah. Farming it where you're like reloading the enemies and stuff is probably a better choice than what I did. This is really annoying. I wish you could just leave, but you have to go through Harvest Temple. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah. I also was kind of dumb and I didn't save quests for when you could actually get good stuff from them. Do these salvage the bone well? Yes, they do. Okay. Hang on to bone charms for now. That's right, I'm full up on cloth. Okay, is there anything that I want from Unwaking Waters? I'm going to quickly check, because this is an annoying place to go. I'm going to check to see if there's any elites that I want to capture from here. Order of Apostasy. I am not looking at the right on Waking Waters. Horrible area. Let's see. Shadow Shroud. Maybe. Cultist Fervor. Cultist Fervor can be gotten in a couple different places, though, I think, right? That is blood magic. I don't have it. Yeah, you can get it in Rias Crater and Morstoff Trail, though. I could see picking it up here. Don't know about Ride the Lightning. I could. This is only capable here? No, there's a spot in Grothmore Wardowns to get on Waking Waters. That's probably easier too. Charge. Charge isn't terrible. That's available in a bajillion other places. Cultist Fervor is easier to get elsewhere. Psychic Instability is not any good here. I could see picking up Shadow Shroud while I'm in the area. Yeah. The other thing, too, is they don't run discounts very often. What do you call those? Sales. They don't run sales very often. You know, I'm just going to bring 2 Signets of Capture. One for... No, I want to be Assassin. One for the Deadly Arts skill here, and one for Cultist Fervor, because I might as well, while I'm in the area, pick it up. Yeah, I agree that stuff is kind of pricey, and it would be nice if they updated things to not be so pricey. Man, I miss the farm that you could do out here. For those who don't know, there was a farm that was done as a 600 farm. I don't know if you could do it as a 55 or not. But as a 600 farm, maybe that was just the new tech at the time. But where you would use Ancestor's Visage and whatever the Prophecy's version of that, Sympathetic Visage. And these enemies would flip themselves off of Famine. And it was really cool. I really liked that farm. There we go. Give me these gold coins. I need to make sure I'm using cracked armor against these guys, because they tend to be kind of tanky. Yeah. that the... I'm not sure if that's the Necromancer boss that I want or not. I do want to take out the Luxons over here, because I want to be able to use this Res Shrine. And I'm currently Kurzik. Thoroughly. That's good. That'll help a lot. Like I was saying, I did not save quests very well, so I definitely made it a little bit more tedious for myself than it had to be. Hey, Dead on Stick. Good to see ya. Yeah. Unfortunate. It's good to see you. It's been a while. I really appreciate the subscription. Where did they want me to go? All the way over on the other side? I'm looking for... I should double check what the name of the one boss is. I guess it's like, what? 10 or 11 p.m. over there? After midnight now. Okay. Let's see, that's Shrouded Oni, and then Cultist, Mirage's on. Yeah, it's about 3 p.m. for me now. I've been live for about 2.5 hours. Ooh, minor rune. Okay, so Murky the Reaver is not somebody I care about. Not sure where Rajazan hangs out, actually. Yeah, when I... Because I've been on a, like, getting to bed at, like, 3 or 4 a.m. thing a lot lately. That doesn't work too well for letting me start streams early enough to not be real late. You folks are like, what, GMT plus 1 or 2 or 3 or something? Plus 2 and something. Okay, so that's 9 hours. So yeah, it's like 1 a.m. for you. Yeah, I was thinking about... Yeah, but I'm -8 in the winter. I was thinking about picking up... Because I'm here, both Cultist Fervor and the Shrouded Oni's like anti-enchantment hex. Because I figure an anti-enchantment hex could be useful in a Necromancer in theory. So why not? Yeah, because I'm GMT -7 right now. Ooh, another Wayfarer's Mark. Very nice. I'll probably go straight to alcohol. Yeah, Chazak is the Psychic Instability boss. How have you been doing, Dead on Stick? It's been a while since I've chatted with you. Is it just Kraken spawned? I want to make sure... Oh, they have Expel Hexes. That's not good for me. Okay, we're a decent way away from... Ooh, Monstrous Claws. Very good. I would prefer not to aggro Kunvi if I can help it. Please be able to help it. Apparently I got close enough to Kunvi to like trigger to come over this way or something. Well, that's exciting. Were you doing like an internship before? Chillblains, eh? Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know how any of that stuff is structured over there necessarily. Yeah. Yeah, I remember. And then I switched things up on you a bunch. It's been challenging to try to figure out like how I want to allocate my time, because one of the things is I want to like I've been having on Fridays now, I have a meeting in the afternoons to work on planning another season of game design podcasts. It's like that day is no longer good for streaming for me. And then for where's the... Oh, he literally just dropped over here. I'm gonna... There's Roger's on. Okay, cool. Never mind. I don't need to figure out where he is, because I just found him. That doesn't help things either. And then people are specifically mostly interested in watching me play Guild Wars as opposed to other games. That's been like really inconsistent, as I've been just trying to figure out what my schedule should look like, because I want to spend like time working on my game, and that's kind of like where a lot of my focus has been. But that also means that I haven't been streaming as much. So like figuring out some of the balance with that has been really tricky. That's a Shadow Arts spell, because of course it is. Do I have inventory space for this Jade Axe? I do. We'll go pick it up then. So trying to figure out like how to balance time between like having enough hours to work on my game to feel like I'm actually making progress in it in a week, versus like spending time streaming and stuff, and what am I trying to accomplish with streaming as well. And it's all been a lot of experimentation. And I feel like I personally have been liking the streaming like, I don't know, 1 point something times a week, where the point something is because sometimes I've been streaming on Saturdays. Okay, oh, never mind. I have a nice hole where my salvage kit belongs. Yeah. For sure. And so it's a tricky thing to try to figure out. And a lot of it is like I don't have an answer. I just have a bunch of experiments and we'll see how they turn out, sort of thing. And then like the other thing too is trying to make sure I assign some time to other stuff that I want to accomplish. Like I've been wanting to work on retrospective videos for Dark Souls 1 and 3, so I've been thinking about that like this week, and I want to update the thumbnails for my old and potential titles and subscriptions and stuff for my old Geekdom of God series, and like, how do I allocate time for that too? And say many different things, and like, I've been trying to be very intentional about not trying to juggle as much stuff as I once did as well. Because at one point in time, I was like trying to juggle way too many things, and it just did not work. Do I have? Well, I'm assassin anyway. I do have excellence. I do want Spiteful Spirit back on, I think. I don't know if I want other things or not. I'm going to clear out my inventory in the guild hall. Let's see. I'm going to go to Raisu Palace. No, that's not how you spell explore. Okay. Auspicious Parry, Famine, Spellbreaker, Wail of Doom. I think I have Wail of Doom, don't I? Yes, right there. What's listing? Shroud of Silence. That one's hot garbage. Burst, Arcane Linger. Yeah, I don't think I'm super interested in any of these. Maybe at the bear outside. Auspicious Parry. Am I going that far? I think I have to go pretty deep for this one. Sword Ancient Kai hanging out anyway these days. I think that's about as far in as I need to go. I might bring a Signet of Capture for Auspicious Parry. You know what? No, I think I'm going to go with this. I feel like it. Is Auspicious Parry a great skill for a Necromancer? Probably not. But I'm going to grab it anyway, because why not? Whenever I say that, I always think of... Whenever I say the words, why not, I always think of the Pokemon. Anybody else have that problem? Pirebound Outcast Wrappings. I don't think that's anything. What was this Kraken Eye? That was not a particularly exciting salvage. Pirebound's Ranger. Yeah, it's worth exactly as little as I thought it was. Okay. Black Pearl, that one salvaged a little bit better. Jade Axe, like expected. And then these Bone Charms are a good source of bone. Ray needs a good source of bone. Okay. I'll double check. I'm pretty sure cloth is not worth anything because it usually isn't. But I might as well check. Yeah, it is worth nothing. Okay. Go ahead and merchant it then. Okay, and then this was going to be Auspicious Parry, which can actually be captured in a couple of different places. Ooh, this was actually a good spot to get dropped back into this map. Hey, thank you for the follow, Berthus. I appreciate it. Unavang, I don't want your skill, so bye. Okay, yeah, it wants me to get all the way to there. I think the Sword Ancient that I would capture the thing off of is not far from there. These Mesmers can be annoying. I hope they all target Milani with Diversion. Okay, Talcora got her face absolutely ruined. I got my face absolutely ruined. Okay, this guy's almost dead. Let's go after him. Good, that gives me some energy. Okay, Wail of Doom is not great stuff for me. Gwen, you should not have maybe cast your Arcane Languor so much, but here we are. You did, and we'll just have to deal with the consequences of that. Well, that kind of sucked. Don't really like getting my Spiteful Spirit diverted. Man, so often I just see my heroes like green text and I'm like, oh, I got a green drop. It's like, no, you didn't, Santier. You did not get a green drop. Not how this works. So I'm going to wait here a second, let everybody's health bars kind of refill a little. Health bars? Energy bars. Also, let Spiteful Spirit get a little bit more recharged. Yeah, pretty atypical. I don't know why they went with it when they already have stuff that's green in the game. I think that was a little needlessly confusing. Really could have gone with less aggro here. Oh, what does, how does WoW orient its colors? I'm unfamiliar with WoW's color rarities. Common is white, uncommon is green. Oh, that would be really weird. Rare is blue, epic is purple. Whew. Yep, that would be mega confusing. That would be mega confusing. I heard somebody get diverted. I'm gonna give a moment here for some of these energy pools to recover a little bit. Savage shot. That's just rude. Yeah, because purple in this is like the uncommon color. So it's like, yeah, it completely shifts it up by stuffing green there. But it's like the same colors just shuffled. Oh man, that'd be so disorienting. I really need to be remembering better to use weaken armor on those rangers because they're really tanky. Okay, so if the Famished Ancient is there, it's a little bit further to the one that I want to capture, but not by too much, I don't think. It's weird to think about, okay, this is hitting multiple enemies, therefore I'm actually getting more damage out of it relative to what it feels like. Big hit? Nope. I can hope. And then get disappointed. I will take your ball hammer. I'll turn it into iron ingots. Haha. Behold, 4 iron ingots, in fact. I actually quite like the ball hammer skin. But neither here nor there. The one that's used for Victo's Maul, if I remember correctly, too. Which I like some of Victo's gear. His sword and his hammer. Some of my favorite gear from the Tomb of the Primeval Kings. I haven't been in there in a while. I don't know, I often feel like some of that dungeon stuff is not as rewarding as one might hope. Okay, I'm gonna double check where this boss is. Okay, it's just the like next room, so I'm gonna head over there. Sword Ancient Kusun, yeah, Sword Ancient Kai over there is who I'm looking for. Nice. Always happy to get those big, goofy hits like that. I think we got some aggro from behind, which is less than ideal. I think I might stay over here for a moment. Necromancer, eh? Wait, did I have a thing on me and I didn't notice it? I may have. Okay, well, I'm gonna go grab this 101 gold coins because we can't leave those behind. It's just not proper. Nor are these 109 gold coins. Wow, there's a lot of wells of weariness. Wells of weariness. Called. Okay, I'm gonna need to do something about this group. Okay, I'm okay with suffering getting diverted. It's not ideal, but I can tolerate it. Yes, Gladius. Okay, Sword Ancient Kai, get over here. Yeah, you and your suddenly appearing horde. Ow. Okay. There's a skill in here for... Nice. Okay, cool. that clears that out. Let's go to the festival coordinator and turn this in. I'll kind of wrap things up for me for today. It turns out that the factions one was substantially faster than the other ones have been. So, you know, that's the thing. As expected, I return to you victorious. Yes, I do. Thank you. Okay. That's what I had planned for doing for today. At this point, the only thing I have left to do is clear out my inventory, and I will do that after the stream, because who wants to watch me do that? I will salvage these things. You know what? I'm just cleared out my inventory. I just need to put those things away. Okay, so that's going to go ahead and do things for me for today's stream. I'll be back next week with the regularly done weekday stream, where I think I'm probably going to start the newer Shantae game. And then I'll have some Guild Wars 1 later in the day then. But unfortunately, that's going to be pretty late for all y'all in Europe, so I apologize about that. Time zones are a heck of a drug. But till I see y'all next, take care, everyone. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.